Hello and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. I'm Blank Gates. Welcome to a show about research. We got to do some research. The issue is about competitor research for people who are making posts on LinkedIn. So let's get started. Which one do I click first? I forgot. I think it's this one. There we go. All right, so, I'm always talking about Tom's book, Create Crucial Insight. We're going to take a little peek at one of his thinking tools because that's what this channel is all about. We want to use thinking tools to approach problems. See, every time that we have an endeavor, every time we have a project, a task, something we need to do, or we have a problem to solve, we want to first kind of formulate what are the elements that we need to think about when we are thinking about the things that we're thinking about. All right, if you'd like to get your hands on Tom's book, of course, you can click my Linktree link. And let's see, so we got Tom's book. We got a digital version here, and then we got the Amazon version here. So if you click the Amazon link, then you're going to see Create Crucial Insight. You can buy a copy directly from Amazon, or you could buy a digital copy. And I actually have two digital copies. One of my digital copies was from Moscow, and I had somebody who actually borrowed the book from me. She photocopied every single page and then turned it into a PDF. So I have a copy like that. This reminds me of a story about China in 2004. And probably some of you know, because of my vernacular, that I'm a member of a certain church. And I was living with a Chinese family. And at this time, it was not lawful to share religious literature with Chinese people. And before I found out I wasn't allowed to give religious literature to Chinese people, I had already given the book to hello philosopher, hello Harsh, to this Chinese lady. And so when I told her I wanted to take it back, she actually took the book to a place and copied every single page so that she could have this book. Anyways, you don't have to. You could either buy the physical book here or you could buy the digital book here. All right, guys. So welcome to the chat. I got somebody who has a question. This has always been a bad experience in the past, and so I'm sure this is going to be an advertisement or somebody that wants me to say some funny words. But let's be patient. All right, I'm just going to keep going with my plan. Now, today we're going to take a little peek at the state inventiveness checklist, but I'm not going to show you exactly what it is. Jeez, this chat, I should hide the chat because these people are just wasting my time. All right, so I cut out the section that actually gives you the state inventiveness checklist, but let's talk about this sentence first. Envision matches and mismatches between needs for innovation and proclivities of participants. Usually, people have a hard time understanding that sentence. All right, so what does it mean to have matches or mismatches between needs for innovation and proclivities of participants? And you're probably thinking right now, like, what does this have to do with LinkedIn? Now, we're going to get to LinkedIn. We're going to get to, figuring out who your competitors are on LinkedIn. But before we get there, let's just assume that there is a need for innovation. Meaning, I don't know, I really don't know how to find competitors. I remember thinking about this years and years ago, right? So I have a YouTube channel. I post on LinkedIn. I'm on other social media sites. And everybody always says at the very beginning, you have to do competitor research. You have to figure out who is your competitor. You have to figure out how they present themselves. And then you have to find out where you fit in the market. That's just business. And I just always kind of avoided it because I was always in the process of creating my products and messages. And I just wasn't quite sure who I compete with. Anyways, we're going to figure that out today. And so there's a need for innovation. If you are a person who doesn't really understand competitor research, you have no idea where to start, then this is the video for you. Now, first, let's jump down to why are we going to use this state inventiveness idea? Look down here. So determine activities or needs, determine activities or skills needed to affect desired innovation. All right, so I want to have better LinkedIn posts. Remember so we have Roboslav from our trio. He is an influencer on LinkedIn and he wants to have better LinkedIn posts. All right, so it means that we have to determine activities and skills that are needed in order to improve his posts, in order to increase his influence, in order to create more traction. Yeah, I think we're just going to stick with that, just the very first line. Now, down here, it says the endeavor needs this activity. This entity does this activity. This entity exhibits this mindset. This is another way to kind of frame the discussion. The endeavor needs this activity. All right, so in order to improve his stickiness, to improve the amount of attention he's getting on his LinkedIn posts, then he needs this activity. And what is it? Competitor research. And we might hire somebody to do this. So if we were going to do like a business-to-business managerial accounting, hire it from outside the firm, then we want to find an entity that does competitor research. All right, so we need to find people who are interested in competitor research. But what are we talking about really? Now, I found this little interesting site. Actually, I found this in a YouTube ad, and it says promote your YouTube videos with us. I don't know the difference between this and just like promoting a single post. Like, why should I use them rather than just paying money on YouTube itself? I felt like they have this interesting video. Let's take a listen.
Hey guys, I'm Matt, and I wanted to help answer the question, how do I grow my YouTube channel? It starts by having amazing content, but then you need to make sure that people see it. Prodvigate is an official Google partner that helps you gain subscribers.
No, we missed it, right?
And I wanted to help answer the question, how do I grow my YouTube channel? It starts by having amazing content.
It starts by having amazing content. You see that? So that's the thing. He says it starts by having amazing content. And that's what I'm talking about. So like, I'm going to stop there because like, I don't need to put money into my YouTube posts. What I need to do is to have better YouTube videos, or like if we're talking about LinkedIn. So the first thing I need is better LinkedIn posts. Let's not talk about putting money into the machine, because if your product isn't very good, then you're paying people to give you bad reviews, or you're paying people to screw up the analytics, because you're putting money and then they're gathering this audience, and then the audience comes and looks at your product once because they saw an ad, maybe they joined, but then they don't watch after that. All right, so this is going to be difficult to do the analytics if it's like you're putting money into promoting your content, but you haven't like improved your content yet. It's not professional enough. So I found this other website. It's called Brainstorm Better Video Ideas, get 45% more views. Now I found this some really interesting little here. So check this out. So if we go into describe your thumbnail, is it this one? No. Here, all right, outlier index. Okay, so let's wait till, see here, all of YouTube, my audience watches. You see, my audience watches. That is the key. I need to know who my audience watches. Like, so I would say Spotter Studio is definitely like more interesting for me personally, because I need to know who my audience watches. All right, so let's move on. All right, so we're talking about Roboslav, and let's just jump into his document. So we know that we're talking about social media platforms. So we're interested in messaging. So we want to do some audience analysis and some influencer analysis. And when it comes to like this, as you know, this is the inbound marketing cycle. So the question is, why data analytics before content creation? So we start here. So we're going to start on the left-hand side. People who are strangers, it means they haven't heard about Roboslav. They haven't heard about him personally, or they didn't know there was the type of solution that he provides. So we want to begin with the end in mind. And this is what Roboslav said. He said, we need to define the pain point, the problem definition. They don't know why things aren't working. So he does a lot of work with strategy and how to really define like what's going on in your organization and what can we do to fix the organization. All right. So we introduced this idea last time of Porter's 3 forces. And I know you're thinking, no, it's Porter's 5 forces. But we cut out the bottom 2 because we only want Porter's 3 forces. And here we have existing competitors, we have new competitors, and substitutes. Existing competitors are other influencers on YouTube that are talking about the same subject. And I don't know the actual number, but we just started with this concept of like, okay, so they have more than 5,000 followers. We want to list the names of those specific people who are talking about the same topic and then put the link in here. Then we have new followers, we have new competitors. So new competitors are those who are new influencers talking about the subject. It's exactly the same subject as the first column, except in these cases, they have perhaps less than 1,000 followers. All right, this gives you an idea of who are the up-and-comers in this topic and who are the established posters in this topic. And then we have substitutes. So the question is, what are some other similar topics that other people are paying attention to, which are tangent to your topic? And in the process, you might be able to get some attention from this audience. Now, this week, we did something interesting. I had a trial lesson. I had a first chat with a gentleman from Brazil, and he told me that he is a salesperson. He sells AI solutions for corporations. So I suppose that means that he has a number of AI tools in his suite. It means he's working for a consulting company. And then the customers that he works with, he creates programs in order to add AI solutions to their businesses. And I've seen this in Accenture and a couple of other different types of consulting firms, Capgemini, and some other Brazil. Actually, I've talked to a lot of Brazilians that are working in this industry. And he told me this: you need an RPA. It's a robot, some kind of robot. And he said, first, we need to find the posts based on keywords and subjects. Then we're going to analyze the audience and other pages that they follow. How much time do they spend reading an article? What time is best to post an article? And test out other languages. So this was the advice of somebody who actually is always consulting with corporations about how to use AI. He didn't tell me which AI actually does this. So he just said it's some kind of RPA, which is, I suppose, he said it's some kind of robot. Anyways, we're on the first stage. What I really wanted was some kind of AI that actually figures out the keywords for me. Because that's really the key. Now, one way I could do it is because Roboslav, he showed me his screen and he said, look, here are the next 10 topics that I'm going to write about. Okay, that's really simple, because then we can just copy and paste those articles into ChatGPT, and we can say, based on this idea, what are the keywords and key subjects what am I competing in? What am I talking about? What is my industry? Who am I? And can you list the keywords that I should be searching in order to find out who my competitors are? And can you give me a list of subjects that I could start searching in order to figure out which subjects I'm competing for? Okay, that's interesting. So that gives me an idea. That means that I can actually copy the transcript. I can take the automated transcript from YouTube, step by step. I don't know how many videos have I made, 100 videos. So I could take all of those transcripts one by one, and for every single video, I could ask ChatGPT that question. I could say, okay, can you analyze the transcript and give me 10 keywords and 5 subjects that I'm competing for if I'm talking about things which are in this transcript. And then I put that into like one prompt, and then I take all those prompts. So let's say that I have 50 videos, and then no, there's more than 50 videos. okay, anyways, so we'll say we have, I do it with 50 videos. And then, so now I have the keywords. I have 10 keywords for 50 videos. That's was 500 keywords. And then I take those 500 keywords, I put it back into ChatGPT, and I say, based on this, then simplify it into, 20 keywords and 10 subjects. All right, so now I have a list of keywords and subjects based on content I've already created. And also Roboslav, since he already has some articles that he's written, we can do the same thing for him. So that means I'm here. This is where I've been trying to be here for like a number of years, actually. I've always tried to figure out who I am and what am I doing and how can I present myself on social media and how can I continue to grow and how can I continue to develop this area? Because remember, my big endeavor is that I want to create online courses in order to find people to teach my online courses, because I want to create a website that brings people together in order that we have course creators and student teachers. Anyways, I found this question was also asked in this little Reddit post. The guy, Mr. Frank Lucas, see, it's in the LinkedIn area. He says, how to find and engage with people who are into the same stuff as me. He says, lately, I've been trying to grow my profile on LinkedIn, but I'm struggling when it comes to finding and engaging with folks who are into the same topic as me. On Twitter, you can simply search for tweets and profiles that quickly find relevant discussions. Whenever I use the search bar on LinkedIn, it mostly leads me to people sharing articles and posting spammy stuff. Am I doing something wrong here? Now, the surprise thing was that there wasn't really much here. He just says, well, yeah, just, search specific job titles, join relevant groups. Okay, he said, but I did, but most of the groups I found are pretty dead. Same here. Dude's like, well, I'll connect with you. Okay. Find events. Okay, so yeah, that's actually interesting. So you have like Eventbrite and Meetup, and you could go into Eventbrite and Meetup and then find events. That's interesting. I didn't really think of that before. Okay. All the above are great suggestions. You can also follow company pages. All right, now let's do some more research. So let's jump into my LinkedIn page. I have a LinkedIn group, Space Between Ideas. The interesting thing is that they actually have some kind of analytics thing. You can click competitors. Right now, I'm not tracking anybody. So I suppose that's one of my homework items, is to add like 10 companies into my competitor area so we can start to really follow some of my competitors. LinkedIn also answers this question. How can you identify your competitors? And what they say is to use a keyword tool. Interesting. So they don't actually say, hey, LinkedIn, we have a tool. And what? That's crazy. Your whole social media site is based on helping people to connect with each other and communicate with each other and to post but you don't have the ability for me to easily look. One of the easiest ways to identify your competitors is to use a keyword tool, such as Google Keyword Planner, Moz, or SEMrush. These tools allow you to enter your main keywords and see who is ranking or bidding for them in the search engines. You can also discover new keywords that your competitors are targeting and compare their estimated traffic costs and difficulty. A keyword tool can help you narrow down your list of competitors to the most relevant and direct ones for your niche and goals. Boom. Great. That's fantastic. All right, so next, I think we're going to have to add that to here. And the other idea, okay, so I'm going to type, so you might want to turn down your volume. What was the idea? Copy and paste what you've written into Chat GPT and ask for keywords and subjects that competitors might also be using. There we go. We got 2 ideas. Boom, boom, boom. And then, well, I guess we could put this one first, because then we're going to take those keywords and we're going to then put it into one of these other tools. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. So through those steps, you're going to have a list of keywords. Both of those, step 1 and then step 2. That's going to give us a list of keywords equals list of keywords and topics. Bada bing, bada boom. We got a list of keywords and key topics. And then what do we do? The last step. So the last step is, so here it says search for member posts. You can use the search bar to find top voices and member posts. Enter your keywords in the search bar at the top of your page. The type ahead feature predicts related search terms. Okay, see all results, posts, then click posts. Click the drop down to the right to search further sorting. Good. Maybe I can just, so I guess what it's saying is you click this like search bar. So let's say that management coaching. And then it said click see all results. And then what did it say? Posts. There you go, posts. Oh my goodness, we did it. From my network, past 24 hours and past week. Fabulous. So this is literally the first thing I've ever done. Dr. Luke Cheater. I mean, that's an interesting name. Yeah, 252 followers. So it means I could go in there and they got 10 likes and reposts, project management. Traits of a great coach. Yeah, so that's not quite what I'm looking for, because this is like how to be a coach, where actually I'm talking about thinking tools and thinking methodologies. So let's talk about business thinking tools. See, this is what I want to rank for, business thinking tools. But then the question is that, okay, here's the posts. SWOT analysis, yeah. 7 essential tools and techniques for BAs. Okay. Yeah, and that's where it goes back to this concept here with Roboslav, because I need to have names under substitutes, new competitors, and existing competitors to really start to figure out who it is that I'm competing with. Anyways, I think that's everything. That's we got our next 2 steps, and then remember the thing I was going to tell you about. So after we fill out that section with names and links, then we actually want to start reading and starting to understand what are they writing about, and then how can we add, like, remember a long time ago we had that idea called, what was it called? It was called the comment club, right? And so eventually we're going to be able to do the comment club, but yeah, because we want to start commenting on these people's posts. We want to start joining the community, and then with the comment club, we can make ourselves look more cool. So anyways, the next step in our strategy is how are we going to serve those customers better than other options? And this is where I've taken 5 of the ideas out of Tom's state inventiveness checklist. And I feel like these ones are really helpful in this situation. For example, the first one is imitate. How are they doing it? See, the they is actually from here. So you can put any of these names into this idea of they. And then you can go to SEMrush and spy on your competitors. Apparently they have some kind of spy tool.
Here's how to use AI to spy on your competitors. Trust me, you're gonna find out way more than you should, and your competitors are not like that. So I want you to go to SEMrush Social Tracker, paste the link of your competitor's social media page that you want to analyze.
There you go. So we're going to keep on working, and that's the point here, is that we're creating thinking frameworks, for example, Porter's three forces and the create crucial insight state inventiveness, and we're filling in boxes with information in order to figure out the step-by-step process for how to solve our problems. And that is another edition of the Space Between Ideas. Thank you for joining me. I'm Blaine Gates. And here is our wonderful theme song.